This is a guide to the most important candlestick patterns that truly influence the chart. I will show you how to accurately forecast price movements using a simple and reliable strategy. To prove that the patterns work, I have connected followers to my account and I will try to increase their balance by at least 3 times. Let's get straight to the point. Today, I will also explain how a Japanese candlestick arises, how it is formed, because this is basic information you need to know if you want to steadily increase your deposit every day. Currently, there are 6 people connected to my account. We can check their statistics. Most of them have no trades today, except for a few. But my goal today is to earn each of them at least 3x their balance. I currently have $27,400 in my balance, and the minimum balance of one of my followers is exactly $400. So today I will trade as if I only have $400 in my balance. I specifically withdraw the excess amount from my balance to make it easier for me to orient myself. Let me quickly tell you how a Japanese candlestick is formed. This diagram clearly shows you what a Japanese candlestick consists of. The most important parts are the body and the shadow of the candlestick. The body is filled while the shadow is represented by a thin vertical line that points either up or down from the main body of the candlestick. Now let's move to the chart. I will show you what 10-second candles look like so we can all pay attention to their formation. Right now, we have a growing candle forming, and you can see how it is being created. The rise started at this point. That's where the candle began its formation. Initially, there was a slight correction, after which a buyer entered the market and the candle sharply rose, but towards the end, it slightly deflated. Thus, in just 10 seconds, the price increased by the value represented by the body of the candle, while the shadow of the candle merely indicates where the price was. So, this is the maximum that the price reached in those 10 seconds. And this is the minimum. It is very simple, and that's all you need to know about Japanese candlesticks. Now let's move on to candlestick patterns, as this is much more important and valuable information that will help you earn money. To trade using today's strategy, you will need a basic understanding of trading from a level perspective. In fact, there is nothing complicated about this. You just need to find a place where the price has stalled after a prolonged trend. For instance, we had an upward trend, but specifically in this area. The trend stopped and stayed to a downward one. Thus, we mark this level and pay attention to it in the future. Just as I'm doing now, I understand that the price is likely to reverse from this level, but I need confirming factor. This confirming factor will be the confirming candlestick. I have just opened a sell trade because I saw a reversal pattern called the evening star. Note that one of the chart, this pattern doesn't look exactly like the one in the diagram. However, the diagram is just a visual representation of what a candlestick pattern can look like. The most important thing is to focus on the key elements of candlestick patterns. They can consist of 1 candle, 2 candles, or 3 Japanese candles. Essentially, some combination that indicates a price reversal. So let's see what is happening now. Unfortunately, our first trade is closing, not according to the plan. A bullish candle is forming. So in this case, we were unable to make a profitable trade, but that's okay. Let me just explain how this works for now. Right after the evening star pattern formed, I opened a sell trade on the next Japanese candle, and according to my logic, the price should have continued its downward movement. But that didn't happen. This can also occur since the strategy is not 100% foolproof, just like any other strategy. So we will simply find a more suitable moment and make another trade. Well then, let's give the evening star another chance. I will open 2 more trades here. Note that the evening star consists of 3 Japanese candles. Since this is a bearish pattern, we first have a bullish candle, then we have an indecisive candle that looks like a cross, and then we have a bearish candle. The same star, but in the morning version, is depicted in bullish patterns. Here is the same thing, just in reverse. You need to understand that this pattern forms at a support level when the price moves in that area, while the evening star forms at a resistance level, as is happening right now. Here we have a resistance level, and the first evening star has formed, which did not play out. And after the second evening star, we see a fantastic reaction. Look how sharply the price drops immediately after this pattern. Yeah, the only thing is that this candle doesn't quite look like a typical cross in this case. But you understand that this depiction of candlestick patterns is merely a schematic representation. There can be variations. The most important thing in both the morning and the evening star patterns is that the two outer candles should be roughly similar in size. Pay attention to the size of the candle and this candle. They are the same. Here, on the contrary, the red candle is even larger than the green one. If we look at our chart, we'll notice that the situation is similar here. Yeah, the only thing is that this Japanese candle is slightly larger than the red one. But I am sure that this red candle is larger than this green one. Everything else is minor details. So let's move on to the next trade, and I will demonstrate to you how other simpler candlestick patterns work. By happy coincidence, we again encounter the evening star pattern. There's nothing I can do about it, but we cannot miss such an opportunity since there is also a resistance level here. I won't comment much. Let's just see how this trade closes. We open everything according to all the rules. We have a rising green candle first, then we have a candle that looks like a cross, and then we have a falling red candle that is larger than the green one. What do you know? Another confident movement we are getting. I would like to show you the result of subscribers already, but I promise we will look at them at the end of this video. So stay tuned until the end to find out the results of the copy trading participants. Well friends, we have another trade closing in 7 seconds. I couldn't pass by the perfect evening star pattern once again, which consists of 3 candles. I won't talk too much about it since we've just traded on it together. So guys, let's open a 2-minute trade for a decrease here because we are from a bearish engulfing pattern and this resistance zone. This pattern consists of 2 Japanese candles, where the second candle, which is red, engulfs the entire previous rise of the green candle. We have this pattern schematically depicted here. As you can see, in this case, the red candle is significantly larger than the green one, but it's not a problem if the green candle is the same size as the red one. You should remember one and for all that bullish patterns form only in the support zone below the chart, while bearish patterns form only in the resistance zone above the chart. In this case, we had a green rising candle, but the next red falling candle engulfed the entire previous rise. Therefore, after such a pattern, we should expect a continuation of the decline. There was quite a dangerous situation here due to the fact that we formed a green candle, but still, as you can see, there was another engulfing pattern on which we can also continue trading now. This is already our second similar pattern, just with much larger sizes. Look, we have a green candle here, and there is a red candle that engulfs all the rise. Therefore, I expect further declines now. Well guys, look at how confident our trade turned out to be. Let's move on to the next situation. So guys, we have only a few trades left to make on another candlesticks patterns. Right now one of them is forming before your eyes. This is a bearish hammer. There is a bullish hammer with a shadow pointing downwards and a bearish hammer with a shadow pointing upwards. That's their only difference. The color of the candle's body is absolutely unimportant based on my experience. What is really important is the presence of a good level. In this case, we should have a support level, and in this case, there should be a resistance level. Right now, we have a local level that is currently acting as resistance for us. So naturally, I am opening a trade for a decrease. Please note that the most important thing is the presence of a long shadow that is several times larger than the body of the candle. So after opening the trade, we form two descent red candles. So the trade closes confidently. Let's look for the next situation. I hope that I can make the final trade now and that it will be profitable. Let's open for an increase. This is somewhat similar to a double top pattern, or rather or a double bottom. But the only thing is that the second candle isn't as nice as I would like it to be. But as you understand, there are no perfect situations. A double bottom is very similar to an engulfing pattern. We also have a red candle and a green candle that engulfs the previous decline. But in addition to this, we also have shadows that ideally should have the same minimum. Meaning if we draw a line, they will perfectly touch this horizontal line. Unfortunately, here too, we have one minimum slightly lower than the other. But in essence, this doesn't change much. This doesn't change much. It looks very much like a double bottom pattern that also forms in the stopper zone. So right now we are trading for an increase. Well, I am sincerely glad that this trading session is coming to an end, and that is, it has been successful because trading when you are being copied by 6 people is a big responsibility. I have $28,259 in my balance, but if we remove the initial $27,000, which was just on our balance for show, then during today's session I made $1,259 from $400. Then during today's session I made $1,259 from $400. Let's look at the statistics from today's subscribers. This girl had 10 trades today and initially had 0. So consider this my statistics. 90% of trades today closed in profit, which is incredible result, and $859 in profit. Considering she had about $400 in her balance. That's a 3x return on her initial balance. Amazing. Here we have exactly the same situation. This is an example of when copying is set up correctly. And here is the same. I think that overall everyone who copied my trade today has similar results. Therefore, I can disconnect all these people from my account and free up time to connect new subscribers. So if you want to automatically copy my trades, go to the link in the description to my Telegram channel. Here you can find my contact and message me. Thank you all for watching this video. This was concise and useful guide to trading candlestick patterns. See you in the next video.